Nestor, thank you so much for that. 6 minutes now after the 8 o'clock hour, and Fox 35 is hoping you save some money as inflation grips the country. With higher prices, it can be pretty difficult to keep money in your savings account or even keep up with your retirement plan. Financial planner Joe Bert joining us live with some advice this morning. Joe, I feel like I haven't seen you in forever. How are you?
It has been a while. Good to see you, Danielle.
Good to see you as well. On such an important topic, right? What are the three best things that we can do right now to help with our savings as well as our retirement?
Well, I think the first thing is people need to come to the realization that when it comes to retirement, if you don't save and invest for yourself, the only thing you'll have is Social Security. And of course, that's not a good lifestyle. So what you want to do is set up a retirement plan. Use an IRA, your 401k, or 457 plan. Take advantage of the money that goes in. It's a tax deductible to you, so it'll save you money right off the top on taxes. And the money will compound and grow for you without being taxed, which means it'll grow a lot faster. So once again, focus on putting aside money now. It comes out of your paycheck. You don't even see it. And the amazing thing is when you don't have to put it in yourself, but it comes out of your paycheck, people learn to live on less. And before you know it, you're building up a nice nest egg.
Can I follow up with that and ask this question about your 401k specifically? If your company matches, let's say 6 or 7%, is it worth it to put more than that 6 or 7% in?
Well, you ask a great question, Danielle, because when I interview clients doing financial planning, one of the first things I ask, are you using your company's 401k plan? And it says, yeah, we're maxing it out. And I ask, how much are you putting in? Well, we're putting in the 3% or the 4% or the 5%. No, you're not maxing it out. What you want to do is put in everything you can. Right now, if you're under the age of 50, you can put in $20,500. If you're an old guy like me, you can put an extra $6,500 for a total of $27,000. So even if your company doesn't match, it's very important for you to put something in that plan because it's for your retirement. So once again, max out your contribution up to the legal limits, what the government says you can do. And if you're not at least putting in the company match, you're missing a big thing. At least put in what the company's going to match because you're leaving money on the table.
You know, one of the things we also hear is cash is king. If you have cash, you can do a lot of things that you can't do necessarily with credit. But what's better to do right now, Joe, cash or credit?
Well, right now, cash is trash, frankly. You need to have cash. You need to have emergency money. But look at it this way, Danielle. If you have $10,000 sitting in cash and inflation is running at 7.5%, even if you do nothing, at the end of the year, you have $9,250 of buying power. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't want to have cash. You need an emergency fund. But having excess cash sitting around, you want to stuff that in your 401k, in your IRA, or in some form of investment. You got to remember that investments in stock mutual funds, they're inflation sensitive, which means they're dollar denominated. So as it takes more dollars to buy something, you get a benefit from the decrease in the value of the dollar by owning more stock or mutual funds.
What some people are doing with that extra cash they have lying around, if they have that extra cash, is they're investing in the stock market. Your thoughts on that?
Well, yes, that's a great place to be, but particularly for long term. You don't want to speculate. Investing is a marathon, as I like to say. It's not a sprint. You need to set the money aside and don't look at it, particularly in times like we're having now with what's going on in the Ukraine and the inflation threats and China and all that. We've always had that, always will have it. Get the money working for you and don't look at it and just let it grow.
Joe Bert, great advice. Thank you so much. Hopefully it won't be so long before we see you again.
Thank you, Danielle. Good to see you again.
You too.
Bye.